Hi all. Today let us discuss about the time division multiplexing. Before that, we'll understand what is multiplexing. Multiplexing is a technique where multiple data streams are transmitted onto a single channel. Here, there are two types. One is time division multiplexing and frequency division multiplexing. In today's lecture, we'll try to understand TDM. As you can see in this block diagram, there are multiple data sources. This AA is one source, BB is another, CC is another, DD is the fourth one. These data needs to be transmitted, but we have only one channel. We have only one channel. Four data sources are there, but only one channel is there. So this channel time is divided among the sources or the users. Four users are there means these four users are allocated equal time so that in that particular time interval they can transmit. For that purpose we are using a multiplexer over here. What it does, in the first time interval it will allow A to pass. You can see this A is passing in the very first interval. In the next time interval B is allowed to send its data. Next C is allowed. Next D is allowed. Likewise, whatever data it has, it will have to wait up until the others have transmitted, and all the slots are equally given for all the users. Available slots are equally divided among all the users most of the time. In dynamic systems, depending on the traffic, it can be reconfigured. Okay, now this is the multiplexing. When it comes to demultiplexing, here the incoming data is distributed to the particular destination. So AA should be given to the first destination intended by the first user, BB will be delivered to the second user, CC will be delivered to the third user, and DD will be delivered to the fourth user. Okay, so this is the concept of time division multiplexing. It has various applications in sound mixing, in digital and analog telephony, pulse code modulation, okay, and GSM, that is your 3G 4G mobile systems. TDM has been used constantly. Along with that, nowadays FDM and TDM combined or hybrid multiplexing techniques are used. Okay, now let us understand this TDM by simulation. Okay, in this TDM simulation I have used LTSpice software, and the IC I have used is ADG 408. ADG 408 is the IC. As you can see, this is the pin diagram of the IC which I have used in the LTSpice. It is a 16 pin IC where A0, A1, A2, these are the select lines. Okay, and this is the active high enable pin which should be connected to high voltage or plus 12 volts. Third pin is VE, it can be connected to minus 12 volt. 4, 5, 6, 7 are data input lines in multiplexer. In demultiplexer they act as data output lines. Y4, Y5, Y6 and Y7 are also the input or output data lines. Okay, it acts as both multiplexer, 8:1 multiplexer or 1:8 demultiplexer. The 8th pin here is used as input or output. It is the it is used as output of TDM wave or input of the multiplexed wave. Okay, VDD is here, that is pin number 13. 14th pin is ground. Okay, I hope you have understood the pin diagram of this 8:1 mux ADG 408. Now let us understand this multiplexing technique using simulation in the LT-SPICE. I have used as earlier indicated ADG 408 IC. This is 8:1 mux. That means 8 inputs and 1 output. It can be used as DMUX as well. So here what we can do is we can use only 2 message signals or 2 sources and multiplex them onto a single channel. Input is 4 and 5, output is our 8. Okay, this is our output. And for selecting message 1 or 2, I used the pin number 1, which is A0. A0 is pin number 1. I have given a sampling signal. As you can see, this green signal, which is a high frequency sampling signal. When it is on, it will select one signal, message 1 you can say. When it is off, then it will select another signal, which is message 2. Okay, and you can also see from the pin diagram that enable is 2, pin number 2. I have connected to VDD because it is an active high pin. If it is high, then only our IC will work. So VE is 3, that is minus 12 volt, plus 12 volt is our VDD, which is 13, and 4 and 5 are Y0, Y1. You can see over here 4 and 5 are Y0, Y1. All other inputs 6, 7, 12, 11, 10 and 9 are the other inputs which I have grounded. We are not using these. Only 2 waves we want to multiplex onto a single channel, which is pin number 8. Okay, so this is about the connection. Now let us look into the different parameters involved. First one, this voltage source is my message 1, and I have set it as sine wave with DC offset 0, amplitude 4 and frequency 500 Hz. Okay, let you show. Okay, this is the sine wave which I have taken. Now the second one is pulse, which is having a amplitude of 4, initial value 0, rise time and fall time should be indicated for any square wave or pulse. Okay, it is 0.1 microseconds. Now T on is 0.5 millisecond and T off, T period is 1 millisecond. So that perfect square wave I can get. On time and off time both will be same if we choose the T period twice the on time. Okay, these are the 2 messages I want to transmit onto a single channel. For that, the sampling signal I have used is this one. You can see when this is on, it will select one of the signal over here. When it is off, another signal it will select. Okay, now let me run again and show you how our output of TDM looks. As you can see, this green waveform is our time division multiplexed waveform. When it is on, you can see it is taking sine wave. When it is off, you can see initially when it is on, there is a slight rise in the waveform. When it is off, it is the sine wave sample it is taking. When it is on, it is square wave. You can see over here, whenever it is on, it is taking the square wave. Whenever this is off, it is selecting the sine waves sample. So alternatively, it goes on selecting, you can see here the square wave, it is like this, or the pulse which I have used. Here you can see the sine wave, correct? So we can visualize two time division multiplexed signals onto a single channel, correct? You can see both the message 1 and message 2 are multiplexed onto a single channel. Okay, likewise, if you give 8 different message signals into this these pins, you will get all the 8 multiplexed. Okay, and we need to give the other 2, that is our 16th and 15th pin also should be given with waveform such that 000 will choose one message, 001 will choose the second message, 010 will choose the third message, likewise. Okay, so for simplicity we have considered only 2 message signals. This is about the multiplexing. What about demultiplexing? In demultiplexing, this input TDM, this output TDM is given as input to the second ADG 408 IC, and all other connections are same. 6, 7, 12, 11, 10, 9 are connected to ground, 15, 16 grounded, 4 and 5 are output. Now 4 and 5 are input here, 4 and 5 are output. Capacitor is connected so as to filter the high frequency carrier, okay, or the sampling signal. So now you can see this is our sine wave, this is our square wave. You can compare these with the original waveform. Okay, yes, some high frequency component is still there, that's why you can observe the step like waveform, but you can faithfully recover back your signal with a particular design parameters, that is increasing the capacitor and optimizing the different parameters involved. Okay, so this is about our TDM, time digital multiplexing and demultiplexing. Okay, here another point I missed out is sampling signal. The same sampling signal used should be given for both the ICs. This is very important because TDM requires synchronization between input and output, and 12 plus 12 volt and minus 12 volt are the power sources used, and enable should be high. So these conditions are satisfied means we can easily recover back our signals. Okay, thank you.